Of the various ways of training for the fighter, there is one that stands out that is very unique and varied in and of its own training. It is the Homebrew subclass fighter archetype called the Monster Hunter. So, without further ado, hello, welcome back to DIS. I am this idiot, or welcome to DIS. I am this idiot, and I am speaking. DIS. This idiot speaks, and I am speaking. This week we are going for the fighter Monster Hunter homebrew subclasses, because looks to be 3 with some variations amongst them. So without further ado, let's get started. This will be a longer one. Yay! Monster Hunter subclasses. The first one is called Sword and Shield. Level 3, you get Steel Knife. Starting at 3rd level, you can minorly augment yourself with decorations. You gain 1 decoration detailed below, at the bottom of the document, which I will talk about. You gain an additional decoration at 7th level and 10th level. When you gain a level in this class, you can swap 1 decoration for another. Quick Sheath. You can don and doff a shield as an object interaction. Additionally, you can freely draw or stow a one-handed melee weapon. Back Hop. While you are wielding a shield and one-handed melee weapon, if a creature makes an attack against you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on that attack. Alternatively, as a bonus action on your turn while you are wielding a shield and a one-handed melee weapon, you can impose disadvantage on the next 2 attack rolls made against you. At later levels, you learn abilities you can use after a back hop. You can only use one such ability per back hop. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a short or long rest. At level 7, you get Chrome Slicer. Weakness Exploit. When you make a melee weapon attack with advantage while wielding a shield and one-handed melee weapon, you score a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20. Jumping Slash. After using your back hop, you can make 1 melee attack with a one-handed melee weapon against a creature within range as part of the same reaction or bonus action. And Falling Bash. After using your back hop, you can force a creature within 5 feet of you to make a dexterity saving throw as part of the same reaction or bonus action. The DC equals 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your strength or dexterity modifier, your choice. On a failed save, the creature is stunned until the end of your next turn. Level 10, Nergal Jack. Perfect Rush. After using your back hop, you can make 3 melee weapon attacks with a one-handed melee weapon against any creature within range as part of the same reaction or bonus action. You can't use this feature again until you finish a short or long rest. And level 15, Eradication Vanguard. Guard Up. While you are wielding a shield and one-handed melee weapon, if you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw, and only half damage if you fail. And finally, at level 18, Ruinous Eradication. At 18th level, your skills with a shield and weapon become unmatched. The following abilities are improved. Jumping Slash. When used, Jumping Slash deals 1 additional weapon damage die, and you always score a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20. Falling Bash. When used, Falling Bash now deals 2d8 bludgeoning damage when a creature passes or fails the saving throw. Perfect Rush. When used, all attacks made as part of Perfect Rush are made with advantage. Interesting. On to the second one. Longsword. Level 3, Iron Grace. Decorations. Starting at 3rd level, you can minorly augment yourself with decorations. You gain 1 decoration detailed below. You gain an additional decoration at 7th and 10th level. When you gain a level in this class, you can swap 1 decoration for another. Spirit Strikes. At 3rd level, you learn the elegant ways of the long blade. You gain 4 spirit charges which are used to fuel your spirit techniques. You gain an additional spirit charge at 7th level and 15th level. You regain 1 expended spirit charge each time you roll a 20 on the d20 roll for an attack made with 2 hands with either a greatsword or a longsword, or deal a killing blow with an attack made with 2 hands with either a greatsword or a longsword to creature of significant threat. DM's discretion. You regain all expended spirit charges after a short or long rest. Additionally, when you make an attack with a longsword, you can use either your strength or dexterity modifier for the attack and damage rolls. Fade Slash. After you make an attack with 2 hands with either a greatsword or a longsword, you can expend 1 spirit charge and use your bonus action to move up to 10 feet without provoking attacks of opportunity. Foresight Slash. While you are wielding a great sword or a longsword, if a creature makes an attack against you or you are forced to make a dexterity saving throw, you can use your reaction and expend 1 spirit charge to gain a +3 bonus to your AC or your dexterity saving throws, including against the triggering effect, until the start of your next turn. This bonus increases to +4 at 7th level and +5 at 15th level. Level 7, Iron Gospel. Round Slash. As a bonus action, you can expend 1 spirit charge to make an attack with 2 hands with either a greatsword or a longsword against a creature you have not damaged this turn. Spirit Gauge. When you make an attack with 2 hands with either a greatsword or a longsword, you can expend 1 spirit charge to gain advantage on the attack roll. And Tripping. When you hit a large or smaller creature with an attack made with 2 hands with either a greatsword or a longsword, you can expend 1 spirit charge to force the... Sorry, I'm making sure I have the correct type. Force the creature with either a greatsword or a longsword, you can expend 1 spirit charge to force the creature to make a strength saving throw. The DC equals 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your strength or dexterity modifier, your choice. On a failed save, the creature is knocked prone. Level 10, Nergal Reaver. Helmbreaker. Once per turn, when you take the attack action, you can replace one of your attacks with a Helmbreaker. Expend 1 spirit charge and then make an attack with 2 hands with either a greatsword or a longsword. On a successful hit, this special attack deals normal weapon damage plus an additional 3d6 slashing damage. EI Spirit Slash, IAI Spirit Slash. As a bonus action, you can enter a special stance while wielding a greatsword or a longsword until the start of your next turn. While in this stance, if a creature makes a melee attack roll against you, you can expend 1 spirit charge and use your reaction to make an attack roll with 2 hands with either a greatsword or a longsword against that creature. If your attack roll is higher than the creature's attack roll, their attack automatically misses you, and the creature takes an amount of damage equal to 1 roll of your weapon's damage die plus your strength or dexterity modifier, your choice. Level 15, Extermination's Edge. At 15th level, your spirit techniques receive an improvement. Fade Slash. When you use Fade Slash, you can now move up to 15 feet without provoking attacks of opportunity. Spirit Gauge. If you use Spirit Gauge on an attack and that attack successfully hits a creature concentrating on a spell or effect, that creature has disadvantage on the saving throw made to maintain concentration. Round Slash. You can choose to spend 2 spirit charges to make an attack with 2 hands with a greatsword or a longsword against 2 different creatures you have not damaged this turn. And at level 18, Ruinous, Extermination. At 18th level, your spirit techniques receive an improvement. III, Spirit Slash. When you use your reaction to make a counterattack, you can make the attack roll with advantage. If you successfully negate a creature's attack, it takes damage equal to 2 rolls of your weapon die, plus your strength or dexterity modifier. In Helmsbreaker, your Helmsbreaker now does normal weapon damage, plus an additional 4d8 slashing damage. And finally, the final subclass, and then the decorations, is Charge Blade. Level 3 Elite Commission Axe. Decorations, starting at 3rd level, you can minorly augment yourself with decorations. You gain 1 decoration, detailed below. When you gain a level in this class, you can swap 1 decoration for another. And I believe it's the same 7th, 10th level, you gain another one. Proficiencies. At 3rd level, you gain proficiency with Charge Blades, Tinkered Tools, and the Arcana skill. The Charge Blade. Also at 3rd level, you are granted, or you make your first Charge Blade for free, and you learn how to make new ones. You additionally learn how to utilize elemental vials to enhance a Charge Blade's attacks. During a long rest, using a set of Tinker's Tools, you can transform either a rapier or a longsword as well as a shield into a Charge Blade. This requires 50 gold worth of materials if both the weapon and shield are non-magical, or 200 gold if one or both are magical. You will also need to spend additional gold when making a Charge Blade to set the vials, which are detailed below. When making a Charge Blade, you must specify if axe mode will deal bludgeoning or slashing damage, which cannot be changed afterwards. If sword or shield used in making the Charge Blade requires attunement, the finished Charge Blade will also require attunement. If both the sword and shield require attunement, the finished Charge Blade will only require 1 attunement slot. In shield mode, if the Charge Blade was made with a magical sword or shield, any magical effects apply as normal. In axe mode, all magical effects from a sword still apply, but any magical effects from a shield are temporarily suppressed. Vials. You learn how to access the vials within a Charge Blade, which imbue it with elemental power. At 3rd level, you can utilize 2 vials when using any Charge Blade. You can utilize an additional vial at 5th, 9th, 13th, and 17th level. Whenever you successfully hit a target with a Charge Blade in shield mode, you fill 1 vial with energy. Whenever you successfully hit a target with a Charge Blade in an axe mode, I love kitten. You empty 1 vial to do an additional 1d6 vial damage. All vials automatically empty after 1 minute without a vial being filled. When you create a Charge Blade, you must choose what type of vials will be made with it and pay the associated cost for relevant materials. Afterwards, you can change the vial type by paying for new vials and modifying your Charge Blade with a set of Tinker's Tools during a long rest. Vials types, required levels, damage type, and gold cost. At 3rd level, you have cold, fire, and poison, and it costs 50 gold. At 7th, you gain acid, lightning, and necrotic, and they cost 250 gold. At 10th level, you have psychic and thunder for a cost of 600 gold. And at 15th level, you have radiant and force damage for a cost of 1,000 gold. Level 7, Chrome Guardian. While your Charge Blade is in axe mode, if a creature makes an attack against you, as a reaction you can turn your Charge Blade back into shield mode and then gain an additional 3 AC against that attack. You can empty any number of filled vials as part of this reaction to further increase your AC by 1 for each vial emptied. While your charge blade is in shield mode, if you take damage, as a reaction you can reduce that damage by your fighter level. You can empty any number of filled vials as part of this reaction to further reduce the damage by 1d6 per vial emptied. Guard point counter. After using a guard point, you can switch to axe mode and make one melee weapon attack against a creature within reach as a part of that same reaction. Level 10, Nergal Lacerator. Super amped elemental discharge. While in axe mode, as an action with at least one filled vial, you can empty all of your vials to force all creatures within a 20-foot cone to make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 1d6 vial damage per vial emptied on a failed save, or half as much on a success. Additionally, choose one creature within the cone. If that creature failed its save, that creature takes an additional 3d12 weapon damage, or half as much on a success. After using this ability, you automatically switch to shield mode. Level 15, Devastation's Thorns Magazine. The die size of your vial increases from 1d6 to 1d8. This affects vials spent on axe mode attacks. Guard point damage reduction and super amped elemental discharge damage. Level 18, Ruinous Devastation. Guard point amped counter. After using a guard point, you can switch to axe mode and perform a super amped elemental discharge as part of the same reaction. You can use this feature twice. You regain all expended uses when you finish a short or long rest. The charge blade itself is a different one, and then list of decorations. Then we will be done and talk about this. Charge blade, mode, damage, weight, and properties. Shield mode is 1d6 piercing or slashing damage and weighs 20 pounds. The axe mode deals 1d12 bludgeoning or slashing damage. It still weighs 20 pounds with the properties of reach. The most unique and complicated weapon to ever exist, the charge blade, is this sword and shield. Yes, good. Okay, good. Sword and shield that can be combined together to form a massive two-handed axe. This is done by inserting the sword into the top of the shield, then extending an internal rail system built into the shield out to cover the blade of the sword and extend the overall reach of the weapon, and then using the shield's edge as either a slashing or bludgeoning instrument. Afterwards, the rail system can retract back into the shield and the sword withdrawn, changing back into a normal sword and shield. To further complicate things, all charge blades are equipped with a number of elemental vials to enhance their power, but only advanced charge blade users can properly use them. In shield mode, the charge blade is just a shield in either a rapier or a longsword, depending on what weapon it was used in its creation. While wielding a charge blade in shield mode, for the purposes of all abilities, effects, feats, rules, spells, and calculating your AC, you are considered to be wielding a one-handed melee weapon and a shield. The sword's damage die in shield mode is a d6, and it deals either piercing or slashing damage, depending on whether the charge blade was made with a rapier or a longsword. In axe mode, for the purposes of all abilities, effects, feats, rules, spells, and calculating your AC, you are considered to be wielding a two-handed melee weapon with a reach property. Additionally, due to the cumbersome and unbalanced nature of wielding a shield stuck to a sword, while in axe mode, your movement speed is reduced by 10 feet. The weapon's damage die in axe mode is a d12, and it deals either bludgeoning or slashing damage, a choice made when the charge blade is created and cannot be changed later. While wielding both a shield and its matching melee weapon, you can use a bonus action to switch a charge blade into axe mode, or from axe mode back into shield mode. You can instantly don and doff the shield as part of changing forms. And finally, list of decorations. Botanist, you have advantage on intelligence nature check. Effluvia resistance, you are immune to disease. Evade Extender, your jump distance is doubled and you can make a running jump with only 5 feet of movement. Horn Maestro, you have advantage on Charisma performance checks. Hunger Resistance, you only require half as much food and water. Intimidator, you have advantage on Charisma Intimidation checks. Marathon Runner, you have advantage on attacks and saving throws to avoid exhaustion. Mire Walker, you ignore the effects of naturally occurring difficult terrain. Palico Rally, you have advantage on Wisdom Animal Handling checks. Recovery Speed, whenever you use a hit die during a short rest to recover health, you can roll the die twice and use the higher number. Recovery Up, you have advantage on Wisdom Medicine checks. Scent Hound, you have advantage on Wisdom Perception checks relying on smell. Scholar, you have advantage on Intelligence History checks. Survival Expert, you have advantage on Wisdom Survival checks. Tool Specialist, you gain proficiency with one tool of your choice. And Warming / Cooling, you don't suffer the effects of extreme cold or extreme heat. And there was a change log about changing the scaling of certain abilities. And that is it. On to the review itself. You don't know this, but I am doing this over again because it decided to do 4 minutes in and then stop. Or not 4 minutes, a minute 40 seconds in and then stop. So that was fun. So I'm doing this over again. So what I think of this story-wise, it looks to be like the Monster Hunter World video game that I haven't. I think I've watched a little bit of it. I haven't played it. I'd be interested in playing that. If you want me to play it, let me know. I can do it, and I can stream that. Like I've been streaming. I have a few viewers, which is fun. I mean, it is starting off the ground. This channel is getting off the ground too. Again, I also words. I also have like writing and other stuff that I'm doing. I'm putting myself out there. If anything goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm just trying. I've got other things. If you want to check out my Twitch stream or my writing, and if you want to be a part of maybe some campaigns that I have ideas for, or play testing some of these, let me know. I will be really interested. I would love to do that. Talk with you about that. Again, my email is thecityitspeaks@gmail.com. I will put that in the description. I'll try to make sure to do that. But yeah, I like it. Very interesting story-wise. I think from what I know, it's probably pretty close to the Monster Hunter World game. The decorations are nice or minor. They do have advantage, but I don't think that really makes or breaks it. The charge blade is pretty cool, with its own different stats. With the vials, that's pretty cool. The longsword stuff is pretty cool. Sword and shield is pretty cool. I do think that the Nergal Jack level 10 Perfect Rush is pretty overpowered, making it 3 melee attacks with a reaction or a bonus action using the back hop. But it is level 10. That's what I feel like. Tell me if I'm wrong. But besides that, I don't think anything is too overpowered or underpowered. I'm kind of going through this pretty fast because I felt like I already did it and then I didn't, and it's a bit annoying, but you know, it is what it is. Technology works when it does. Anywho, I do really like it. It's really interesting, very unique. I'd love to see it in action. So that was the Monster Hunter fighter subclasses: Sword and Shield, Longsword, and Charge Blade. Next week, join me for we're going to monks. This monastic tradition is called the Way of Harmony and Discord. It seems to be a bit about a bit similar to to the Way of Mercy monk, but it is a bit different, a bit more spiritual. So join me next week for that. That should be interesting. If you are interested in my streaming, I'm doing the mech quest, so it's a bit boring, but I like it because it's mechs and, you know, fighting and killing, and I also just like mechs, and like I'm really interested in, like I really haven't been into it, but like the toys, Transformers, transforming from, and just transformation in general, transforming from one thing to another and back. So that's kind of why I like Druid, and of course I also like Lego and that. But anywho, MechQuest, I really like that. If you want to join me in the streams, that's fun. I am doing Extra Life for that. To get donations for that, or if you want to pay me, let me know. Also, I have those videos, or these videos, and I have some writing that I'm doing. What else am I doing? I think that's about it. I am thinking of doing like a monthly live stream, YouTube live, while I like basically build with Legos and chill with you and just kind of rant and talk and stuff. If you want that, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, share, click the notification bell if you want to. That would be fun. That would make me happy. That would make the YouTube happy, and everyone would be happy. Let's see here. This is where the previous episode is. The Druid Circle of Iron, which is very interesting, kind of augmenting the Bark Skin spell and the Shillelagh cantrip. And here's my channel if you want to subscribe to that. So I'll see you next week for the Way of Harmony and Discord. And check out my streams, my streaming channel, and my writing, and let me know what you think of all that. See ya. This idiot out.